think we discussed it very little when it was happening, and so I did get the just the that it was some turmoil between y'all two.
Right.
Um, and I'm gonna have to say it did get a little messy.
Yeah, because the nigga, like I said, he posted a picture of me on his Instagram, just talking shit on some childish shit, calling me bitches and saying if you see me out in the street, it's a green light.
Right,
Pretty much saying kill this nigga when you
right,
see him, all because you scamming niggas.
right, right.
I gotta die. And we back with another episode. What you laugh? I can't get through my intro.
No,
You
go
good?
ahead.
We back with another episode of Off Black, episode number 2. Today we're gonna get into some. I got some things to get off my chest today.
Can I introduce myself, or is like fucking Robin over here just in the corner or some shit?
I forgot.
Yo, episode 3. Let me say some shit. Oh, you got this little light skinned motherfucker over here too. Like, yo.
My fault.
It's Saalim,
I'm David.
and this is episode
2 of Off Black.
yes, sir.
But like I was saying before I was interrupted and all that,
You got some things to get off your chest.
got some things to talk about today.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, but some things definitely need to be discussed. I'm in the mood to talk. But before we get into all that, we're going to first start off by congratulating Sha'Carri Richardson for winning the women's 100-meter sprint race,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Absolutely.
Getting that gold medal.
Congrats to her, because
For sure.
they definitely doubted her.
No, people was definitely talking shit about her for
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah, they wrote her off.
Just to see her
sure.
come back out and get that gold, that medal.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
So shout out to her for that.
No, for sure. Aside from that, I guess we can start off with. Actually, before we even get into the mess, let's hold that back for a little bit. We got to discuss 2K.
NBA 2K.
Yeah, NBA 2K.
All right.
The new 2K coming out, I believe, September 8th. In honor of Kobe. He's on the cover this year, of course. It's only right to have the best jersey number worn by the best player to be adorned on the cover of 2K this year.
R.I.P. Kobe Bryant.
But we gotta talk about these prices.
What the prices look like?
So the PS5 version of the new 2K, the standard version is $70. Then you got the Mamba edition, which is I believe $100. And then you have like the special 25th anniversary edition, and that's about $150.
This is just for the game.
Just for the game by itself.
By itself.
Now, on top of the game, the price of the game, you got to pay for VC just to be able to upgrade your player. And it takes
virtual coins.
Virtual currency. Yeah.
Currency, gotcha. Okay.
So just to be able to play the game and have a good enough player to play against other players online, it's going to take you about, I want to say 500,000 VC.
That sounds some ignorant shit right there, but go ahead. I was like, hold up.
That was definitely crazy.
Yeah, you blew my mind with that. Like, what? But all right. Like, yo.
Jeez. But yeah, it takes about that much to fully upgrade your player.
Okay.
But when you first buy the game, you start off with 0. Okay. And then you can either earn VC by playing through the game modes and stuff like that, or playing my career. But going that route, you only getting about 1,000 VC, if that. And you have to play damn near through 5 seasons of my career just to be able to do anything with your my player.
5 seasons.
5 complete seasons.
So you have to go through the whole season. So from start to finish. Is that with the being signed draft? That's the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Your rookie year and completing, and then you have to do that 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Just to stack up enough bread to upgrade your player throughout. Or you can buy virtual currency, which will pretty much you can buy any amount of VC that you want. If you want to at least have a good chance of competing in the game, you have to eventually you eventually have to purchase VC, and it comes in tiers. So like I believe for like 1,000 VC, it's like $1.99 or something like that. And then the most amount of VC you can get is believe I want to say 400,000 is the most you can buy, and that's like $100.
Okay.
So again, the game is already 70 to 150, but then you're spending at least another 100 just to get the VC necessary to play online. So
Plus, you
let's
gotta play the online because it's not free anymore, right? You have to basically have PlayStation Plus
we
or
maybe
whatever.
paying for that as well. Yeah.
So you do have that. You have to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you gotta have the VCs,
Mm-hmm.
and then you gotta put a certain amount of hours into the game to actually get the full
Right.
experience of what the game is about.
And now what's new to this game is they added like a season pass type of thing, like it's Fortnite or something.
Okay.
So every season is 10 is between $10 and $20 for every season, and then each season comes with like special little cosmetic things like clothes or something like that. So it's I believe it's 9 seasons per 2K. So let's just say you spending $20 a season in 9 seasons. What's that like? $300 or something like that.
Yeah, around that.
That's crazy. You spending almost $1,000 on a video game just to
Yeah.
play it.
Now, for you being a video game head, knowing that that's going to be the amount that it's going to cost for you to actually enjoy the game,
Mm,
is that something that you would do, or do you see
no,
that it's worth it?
immediately no,
So no.
no.
So you wouldn't.
Because at the end of the day, 2K is kind of marketed towards kids anyway. But for like people that's like heavy into like streaming and like the competition of 2K, then I guess they will be more inclined to spend that much money on a game. But like I feel like with that kind of setup they have right now, it kind of kills the enjoyment for a casual gamer.
Is it really just kids? I think it's probably more adults now playing
What?
most of these games now than anything.
Well, yeah, because you got like the whole 2K League and all that stuff,
Right.
and streaming and
Because you can pretty much make money off of
yeah, for sure.
playing these joints now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I feel like if 2K is gonna be doing like expecting you to pay into winning, because I feel like 2K is pretty much a pay to win game at this point, then the game should just be free, just off rip.
So a
The
free
game
online
itself,
game,
yeah, it should be a free online game at this point.
and then if you want to buy
Yeah,
the whatever comes with it, then you can go ahead and do that.
right.
But as far as the game, it should be a free download, um, like what's the other joints? Like Fortnite. Like
Exactly.
you download it, but anything you want to do out it with it, you have to purchase, the avatars and all that other goofy shit.
Right.
All right.
But yeah, so I feel like 2K is eventually going to get to a point where the casual gamer, they're going to lose their entire audience of a casual gamer just because the game itself is too expensive to casually play at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen Snoop when Madden came out. That boy was online pitching the fits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, get this shit right. Like, yo, all these
I've been
people
hearing a
waiting to
lot
play.
of bad stuff about Madden actually, but the game just came out, so you can't really pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, Madden to me has not changed in the last 8 years.
The same with 2K almost.
2K. So the thing is with 2K is because you get to see the actual um, character, facial expressions, so on and so forth.
Mm,
I can see where you know that has gotten better.
yeah, like the whole facial capture
Right,
and all that.
but with Madden, it's
You're just looking at dudes in helmets and pads.
it's it's juke. I'm gonna let you slide on that one. It's the juke. It's the spin. The stiff arm. I mean, it don't change much. You know what I
I
mean?
don't play that shit, so
Yeah. So I mean, but it's a crazy following for it. But I used to play them joints heavy, man.
mm-hmm.
Like, me and my brothers would be on that joint, and like I used to bust their ass, something crazy. And then when I started getting my ass bust, I said, "Nah, I'm out of here." I said, "Oh, I done grew out of this
Right.
shit."
You gotta leave while you're on top.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
You gotta relax.
Okay. But yeah, as far as the 2K joint, I mean, I'm interested to see how that's gonna go, and I know my young boy can't wait to get his hands on it.
There's a situation I wanted to talk about because I feel like at the time of this situation, I didn't really talk too much about it, but at this point, it's something that I laugh about now. And the situation is pretty much about the situation I had with some boy. His name is Khalif. I forget what his last name is. It's
Okay.
probably not that important anyway. But Khalif, he's a music A&R. He has this company called All Access, Industry All Access or something like that,
Okay.
where he pretty much goes around hitting up these up and coming music artists, whether you like a rapper, singer, whatever you do musically, he'll contact you in some kind of way.
It's still active.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I
But
haven't.
this is what it was at the
Yeah,
time.
at the time, this is what it was. He had hit me up one day a few years ago, asking me to help him out with his company. And at the time, I was just a young boy, not really having anything else to do. So I was like, seems easy enough, so I might as well just do it. My role in his company was to pretty much film music events, and he pretty much had me reaching out to music artists on Instagram, DMing them, trying to pitch them this idea of joining his company so that he can better like help them promote their music and their artistry and shit like that.
Okay.
So I had like this script I would read off to people. So let's say you a rapper. I would DM you and be like, my name is David and I'm with Industry All Access. And I'm pretty much contacting you in regards of your music career. And what I want to do for you is promote, add you to the company so we can promote your music and, you know, help skyrocket your career pretty much. It's that kind of thing. And then I would read off this script when we got on the phone. And the script was just pretty much trying to sell these people that we're going to push their career out there, get them promoted the right way, and get them signed to some kind of label. Khalif was saying that he was a music A&R for, I forgot what record label he said he was with. I think he was an A&R for Rock Nation, or so he said. The goal was for them to get signed to Rock Nation or some other label. They would have to buy into the promotion or whatever the company ideology ideology was. I believe it was like 300. They had to put up $300 so that he could put together some kind of package so that he can push their music out there to like radio stations and music videos and stuff like that. I did this for like a few people. Like in my mind, I felt like after I signed these people up for the company, I've heard nothing else from them, not from Khalif or from them themselves. But there's one dude I had signed up for the company. I forget what his name is. I signed him up, and he was the first one that hit me back up. It was like, uh, I've been signed up for this company for X amount of time, and nothing has come of it. So he was pretty much asking like, what was the point of me giving you my bread to be a part of this industry all access thing?
Oh, so it was a fee to
Yeah,
join this.
it was a fee for the artist to join the company to receive the promotion or whatever else they was being offered.
Okay. And the promotion was what? Like getting their name out there
Yeah,
or
getting their name out there, uh, going on having their music played on radio stations, having their music marketed and promoted to like millions of people and stuff like that. The initial fee was like $300 or something like that. Out of that 300, I would get paid like 125 or something like that. After their conversation with me, they would be connected with Khalif, and then he would take it from there. As far as like the promotion and like the actual promotion part of the deal,
okay. So your main
I was just recruiting.
responsibility was just to recruit,
Yeah,
no more, no less.
right.
Okay.
And then he would take care of the rest of the responsibilities for that company. But the bull had reached back to me and said, Khalif hasn't been doing anything that you said that he was supposed to be doing. So I have reached out to Khalif and told him, and was pretty much like inquiring about what's going on, pretty much. Like I'm signing these people up and nothing else is happening from it. And he was just on some like, don't worry about that type of shit. Why is you still talking to him beyond the recruitment thing? Uh, Whoever asking you questions, just ignore it. That type of thing. And I'm like, that shit don't feel right.
Mm.
Along with this script that he sent me to read off to people, there was like example artists inside the script that I can show people. Like this is like uh testimonial type of things. And I would send the people that I'm trying to recruit these other artists that were a part of the company and the success that they had since they joined the company. So after I had that conversation with the bull, I was like, let me look at these testimonials and see and talk to these people that's already a part of the company to see like what's going on, like what's the actual process after the recruitment. So I had DM'd this one girl that was on there that had a testimonial for the company. I DM'd her and I was like, pretty much introducing myself. I was saying my name is David. I'm with Industry All Access, and I just wanted to get your feedback with how your time with the company has been. Being as though I see that you're still being promoted um, on their website and everything.
So this was something being requested of you, or this was just something you was doing?
This was just something I was doing because I didn't feel right about what Khalif was saying to me. So I had went out and just did my own research since I couldn't get straight up answers from him. So I reached out to the joint, asked her what her experience has been with the company, and then she got back to me on some like, I never want to hear from this company again. They pretty much ruined her. Like they took all her money, never did anything for her, and she want to take legal action against them. So I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I had contacted a few more people that had testimonials on his website, and they was all pretty much saying the same exact thing. I don't want to associate with that company at all. They pretty much got scammed out of all their money and just shit like that.
Okay.
I compiled all this information and then give it to Khalif, and I'm pretty much asking him now, what's the goal of this company, pretty much? Because the people that you have these amazing testimonials from are pretty much saying this is all bullshit. When I showed him all these messages from the people, he had got mad at me and was like, why am I doing all this? Saying shit like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's none of your business. They lying. just shit like that. I was like, the shit that you're doing right to these people is wrong, and you pretty much got me in some Ponzi scheme shit that I never agreed to be a part of. Pretty much, he took that and was saying some random tough guy bullshit he was trying to get off, saying actually, he made a post. He posted a picture, like he posted like a series of pictures of me on his Instagram page. They still up to this day.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you signed up to do a job with this company,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you started to get complaints.
Correct.
So what you did was you decided to investigate the complaints,
Correct.
right? And you came across that there were more complaints than actual positive testimonies about
Mm-hmm.
the company you was working for.
Right.
Okay. Now, you did state that you decided to move forward and investigate it more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, was the investigation you was doing to what? Clear your name or just to see what was going on to make sure that you wasn't falling into the what you state or determined to be a scam.
The investigation was pretty much for to understand why these people weren't getting the promotion that they were promised to receive. So I was just trying to contact prior artists on it that was a part of the company to see if they ever received what they were promised to get. And then I was met with, I don't want to associate with this company ever again. I want to take legal action because they've been scammed out of money and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I took that information to Khalif and got upset because I was investigating his company pretty much.
Right. As far as the job that you was hired to do, did you get paid for what you was doing?
I got paid for it, yeah, but it would be like I would have to hit him up to get paid, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, what? Like you had to
Yeah,
chase your
I
pay?
had to chase my pay pretty much.
Chase your pay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Uh. So this is actually the first time I've heard of. I think we discussed it very little when it was happening, and so I did get the just the that it was some turmoil between y'all two.
Right.
Um, and I'm gonna have to say it did get a little messy.
Yeah, because the nigga, like I said, he posted a picture of me on his Instagram, just talking shit on some childish shit, calling me bitches and saying if you see me out in the street, it's a green light.
Right,
Pretty much saying kill this nigga when you
right,
see him, all because you scamming niggas.
right, right.
I gotta die.
I don't know. That's a bit much. It's a bit much, but I don't know. I think that it probably could have been avoided. You know what I mean? In a way, I see where you coming from with it.
Like if he would have told me straight up from the beginning before I even decided to be a part of his company, if he would have been like, "Yo, this is some scheming shit," pretty much.
But was it intentionally to be? Because you know how sometimes you start something up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your intentions are good, but you're a little bit above. You know what I mean? Ended up being more than what you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now it's happening so fast,
Mm-hmm.
and people are coming in to sign up for the company,
Right.
but you know, damn, like I don't have the team to to to
Mm-hmm.
to to keep this moving in the pace that it's moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like it sounds like maybe, and I don't know. I do know that he had the joint going on. I do remember that you ended up working for the company and what the situation was. So you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think like I said, I don't know for sure, but just trying to understand both sides of it, it could have been like I said, you know, the intentions was good. I'm trying to get this thing done. Everything is moving. Um, he may or may have not had access to what this major music industry was, but I think maybe it could have just been it just tapped out. I mean, it might have just been too much for him, or it could have been
But I
what
feel
you
like
felt it was to be.
even let's just say if it was like that, why not just tell me that? Why get mad when I'm telling you what's or what I'm being told? You could have easily just been like what you were saying, like I don't have the the personnel to take on all these clients, pretty much,
Right,
and so I'm backed up, and I just did not get to those people yet.
right. No, I agree. If whatever the situation was,
You could he could have. I feel like he could have easily just said that to me if that was the case instead of making these nut ass threats
right?
and saying all this crazy shit.
Nah, nah. I'm with you
But
on that. You know what I
he
mean?
went the way he was talking. He made it seem like that the shit that they were saying was true.
Okay.
That's why I was saying that's a whole pretty much just a scam shit.
Right. Yeah.
Cause only guilty niggas talk the way that he was talking to me. If you're getting defensive about that shit instead of just being straight up with it and saying I don't have the personnel to deal with these many clients,
Right.
and it's going to take me some time to get to them, but I got them. Cool. But if you want to send threats, if you want to send empty threats at that, that's nutty.
No. 100. 100%. But the crazy thing is, like, especially back then, even now, what I mean. Some people just don't know how to communicate. You
That's
know
not
what I
an
mean?
excuse.
It's not an
That
excuse,
nigga is
but
decades older than me.
it's a thing. And not being able to communicate properly it has no age limit. You know what I mean? Some people just, you know, don't know how to talk to other people. So, I mean, I can't go off of exactly what was being said, but I only can go off of the fact that to you it was uncalled for, unjust, and it made it made you feel uncomfortable, which is valid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's the only thing that you know, from the people that's outside looking in, because bottom line, nobody can tell you how you felt about the situation.
Right.
When he said whatever he said to you,
Mm-hmm.
it could have been some of the craziest stuff, and then to other people, it could have been like, nah, that was light.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
You're
what I
gonna
mean, it
take it
was
how you
being
take it.
directed to you.
Yeah.
So can't nobody else tell you how you should feel about it
Mm-hmm.
other than you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, my only critique with your side of the situation was that going the not even the extra, but just being a little bit more in depth with following up with the people.
Mm-hmm.
You probably, you know what I mean? From the outside looking in, I don't think that was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Why?
see why, because that wasn't your role. It wasn't part of
Mm-hmm.
your responsibility.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, from what you just said was you was doing it because you felt bad for people. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You was the one collecting their money,
Right.
and you believe that this was a good thing
Mm-hmm.
and that you was helping starving artists out by getting them out there.
Right.
I, that's totally understandable. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And for you being an artist yourself, you
Yeah, I
don't want
get
to
it.
get ripped off.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't music you into, but it's videography
Yeah.
in
It's
some way.
still a
So
service
it's
I
still a
provide.
service that you
Yeah.
providing. So you probably looking at it like, yo, I wouldn't want nobody doing this to me.
Mm-hmm.
If again that was what was happening.
Right.
Um, so I understand why you did it, but as an entrepreneur side of things, I would not have wanted you to do it that way either. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But me personally, with how you said he communicated that with you, it wasn't on like professional. Yo, cuz
Right.
let's not do this. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to move like that. I don't want you to do this, that, and the other. I just need you to do this, and we'll worry about all that other stuff later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But again, it's always going to be the tone, and it's always going to be the um the how you approach an individual.
Right.
So if your initial approach is aggressive,
Right.
you're going to respond with that same energy. You're going to be aggressive. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So, you know, like I just think that that shit probably just got, you know, handled wrong by a little bit of both sides. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it was just the masculine energy, the alpha thing, whatever we want to call it, or just, you know, bottom line is nobody want to get talked to like that.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? But I see where you coming from. I don't think that uh what how you felt was unjust
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm saying. And I don't know his side of it or where he was coming from with it. I'm only going off of the little bit of information that I have. But you know, just knowing that, you know, knowing both of y'all, it just sound like, what I mean, the communication wasn't on point to where it needed to be to make that shit go as smoothly as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
So when that first happened, how did you hear about it when it first happened?
uh, through family. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? People that people that was getting different sides of the story. You know what I mean? You know, just through family. And like I said, when I spoke to you, you was telling me about it a little bit, but by the time I got what was coming from you was that it done already went to him threatening you and calling you out your name.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? So just on that side alone, I didn't see where it had to go that far.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So I did leave one part out by mistake. Hold on. So after all that shit went down, there was an event that I attended with him. Me and Akilla went to the event with him. Um, and I was shooting. I guess I don't even know what it was. It was. I'm gonna just call it an open mic. That's what it seemed like it was. And at this open mic event, it was in New York. Um, and that's where I was just pretty much shooting video for like these artists performing their songs at this event. And then after they went on stage to perform, they went backstage, and then Akilla was shooting interviews with them. And then in that during the interview, they would shout out the company and just give like a little sound bite or whatever. And then I took all that footage that we shot and broke it down, edited it, and turned it into like short clips so that we can approach those artists and uh, try to recruit them to the company later on down the road. And again, I was supposed to be paid for that service
Mm-hmm.
from Khalif,
Mm-hmm.
but he never paid me for
But this was after, this was in the midst of the turmoil, or this was after the turmoil?
it in the midst of it.
In the midst of it. Okay.
Yeah, he never paid me for that. And then after he sent the threats and all that shit, um, he had asked for the rest of that footage. Uh, and I was like, "You're not getting shit because you never paid me for it. So since you never paid for the footage, it's mine, and you're not going to have it."
Right.
Uh, And then that's where he went farther on with like the threats and all that other dumb shit that he was saying.
So what was going on was it just verbal
Yeah, it
contract?
was just
Just a
verbal
verbal
shit.
contract,
Yeah.
nothing written down.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean,
But as a videographer, whatever the case is, if you are if I shoot a video for you and you're supposed to pay me for that video and you don't pay me for that video that I shot for you,
yeah,
then you're just not going to get the fucking video.
yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
simple, common sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have to.
You
It's
got to pay
nothing.
for
It's
yeah,
nothing free.
right.
You know what I mean?
And then
Especially if it's a
especially
verbal
if we were
contract.
already especially if there was already discussion and understanding that I'm going to be paid for this service and you don't pay me after that service is done, you definitely not getting that shit.
Yeah. No, if it's a verbal contract, listen, I need you to record this. Um, and y'all talked about a price, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So the price was set out there. Once it's done, I'll pay for it. You hand it over.
Mm-hmm.
So there was never
There was never
no exchange of that. So
no.
if there's no exchange, then
Right.
it's nothing being honored.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? So yes, no, a service was being requested. It was money involved,
Mm-hmm.
and in order to complete that service, there had to be an exchange of funds.
Right.
So yeah, yeah.
So that footage ended up getting deleted.
So you deleted it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, unfortunately, uh, that nonsense happened the way it happened. You know what I mean? I think again, if it was just communicated properly,
Mm-hmm.
y'all both could have avoided, uh, the fallout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just an unfortunate thing. So hopefully that shit is dead. You got it off your chest. You feeling? You
I
feeling?
mean, at this point, of course, at this point, it's dead.
Yeah.
Like, I have no feelings towards that shit at all.
Right.
But it's the simple fact that once a nigga wish death on you or put death on you, it's a wrap after that.
No, for sure. And I
Yeah. So
I agree
if
with
I
you.
ever see him again, it's not like it's on site or no shit like that.
Okay.
But I just won't have no words for that nigga if I ever saw him again.
Right.
Just for the simple fact that you so called giving niggas a green light and blah 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 and shit like that.
Right. So is that exactly what he said, or that's
Yeah,
how
that's
you was in?
exactly what he said.
Gotcha. All right. I'm glad you was able. I seen that this was heavy on your heart,
Mm-hmm.
and something you wanted to get out there, and hopefully that you was you was able to find closure in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can move on.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you listen. Sometimes, if things that happen, you know, no matter how long ago, um, it happened. Sometimes we do need to just talk about it
Right.
and release it and get your side of the story out there. Um, you know, uh, if he ever wanted to get his side of the story out there, sure.
Yeah.
But
That was cool too.
it's just part of growth, in
Mm-hmm.
order for you to grow past it and say what you needed to say. This is what you did, and you chose your platform to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
you know that's what's up. So I hope you good now.
I've been good. I just wanted to talk about it.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure. Look like you had like this little nervous, sweaty twitch or some shit going on.
No.
No, I'm messing with you.
No.
All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So I know you said you had something else you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, it look like that. It's get it off your chest Tuesdays and shit right
Get
now.
it off
So
your chest Tuesday is crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
But let's start this off by saying you have to be careful with who you put yourself around, especially women, because it's like photographers and videographers and shit like that. And for people that, for women that are aspiring to be models or whatever their content is, and they go to these photographers and videographers, when you're in front of a camera, you're in a vulnerable position. And a lot of these niggas out here with a camera in their hand is low key predators, pretty much. You got to be careful out here. Because any nigga can pick up a camera and call themselves a photographer.
Okay. So this is uh something for the young ladies that's
Yeah,
out here looking for these
for
photographers
yeah,
and all
looking
that.
for that kind of service. Just be careful who you choose. Make sure you vet the people that you're trying to hire, and so on and so forth.
You said that some of them, or you said that some of them are predators.
Yeah, because a nigga with a camera can low key be your worst nightmare.
Mm. Like, explain.
There's like a bunch of stories that I've been hearing about a woman hired this photographer to shoot, to do this photo shoot with. And the photographer that she's working with ends up being like this creepy ass pervert boy that wants to like get like these revealing ass photos off and then try to touch on them and shit like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you basically saying, like how they be trying to get a cop on,
Yeah,
or get sex from them in order to complete
the
the
service.
service.
Yeah, shit like that.
Gotcha. This happened to someone you know, or this is just
On one of my movie sets, some nigga had asked to come on set just to like help out and shit like that. He's also a filmmaker in Philly. So I was like, cool. Like it don't hurt to have an extra set of hands on set and shit like that. Came on set, I believe the next day or something like that. One of the PAs that I had on set went out for a date with went on a date with the bull. Weeks later, she had hit me up to tell me pretty much that the nigga had took advantage of her and sexually assaulted her and shit like that.
mm.
That was just a crazy situation. This is all alleged, of course, because I don't know what happened and what didn't happen.
So you basically just telling everybody
Yeah, just be
just
careful.
be careful, know your surroundings. I guess
Mm-hmm.
that falls in line with everything nowadays. You know what I'm
No, for
saying?
sure.
Or just whenever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You definitely gotta keep your instinct sharp.
Mm-hmm.
If it don't feel right, it ain't right type
Well,
situations.
if it don't feel right, get the fuck out.
Right, right. Gotta take some eyes out, put a thumb in the motherfucker eye, something. You know what I mean? Sometimes you
Yeah,
just that's like I told you before, that survival mode kick in. You just gotta do what you need to do to make sure you get out of a situation um, as quickly as possible and as safe as possible.
right.
You know what I mean? You good now? You got your stuff? I don't know if you heard, but it's a lot of craziness going on out there. We got women killing babies. You know what I mean? I don't know if you heard about this, but I thought this was the most foulest shit I ever heard in a long time.
Right.
It's this woman in the UK or Britain somewhere, and she got caught um, murdering seven infants.
Damn.
Murdered seven infants and was in the process of murdering six more. So she was doing some foul things, putting air in a IV streams.
So what this happened at like hospitals?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, Putting insulin in they stomachs, like wild things, man. So they caught her and they just charged her with life in prison,
She
which
should die.
yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you gotta spend your life and the rest of your life on earth in something, You know what I mean? Something like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Is death an easy way out, or do she need to just, you know, sit with what she did? You know what I mean? I'm like so with that. Like, I hate that these things are happening. You know what I mean? I hate that the choice is either death or life in prison. Like it should be more to it than one or the other.
Right.
Like that set heavy on my heart when I heard it. You know,
Hmm.
I thought that was some effed up stuff. But that's the only thing I wanted to get off my chest was that I felt bad for the parents that of these seven infants.
Hmm. Because they put all that time into like making the baby and then
Right,
going through the entire pregnancy, all
right.
that happiness you experiencing and everything, just to finally give birth, and then moments after that, gotta hear that
Yeah, like that's
your child
crazy.
was killed.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? You sit up there and you be like, oh, you done gave birth to a healthy baby boy, a healthy baby girl.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They go away, put them in the nursery for a day, and then get the notice that yeah, you don't know what to tell you, but your
Right.
child,
There was an incident that
yeah, your
happened.
child didn't. But I don't know how long this was going on before she got caught.
Hmm.
If it was all seven in one time, or if this was going on throughout a few months or a couple years. But either way,
Right. Either way, that's
it's
still
just
crazy.
it's just a hurt piece.
Do you want any kids? Or any more kids?
We talked about that last time. Yeah, I told you. You know, what I mean, I would adopt. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. As far as like probably producing more kids, like what I mean, like, well, I mean, honestly, nah, it's not. I gotta remember. I gotta remember what's. I gotta remember what's in my lineage. You know what I mean? Our dads, uncles,
Niggas
the
crazy.
Lewis boys be making them joints until they 50 plus years old. So
Hmm.
you know what I mean. But it's not in the cards for me at this moment.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would want to, but I'm not trying.
Gotcha.
You dig what I'm saying? But you one and done?
No, I want more kids.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I
Yeah,
don't know when, but it'll happen when it happens.
it will happen when it happens.
Just gotta shoot. Shoot is shoot, you feel me?
Right, right. So
Nah, that's dead. But I definitely do wanna have I wouldn't mind having a big family for real. Uh but that's the thing about it though. I want an actual family. I just don't wanna be out here nothing and shit, you feel me?
yeah, but you don't want to do the Nick Cannon.
Nah, that's crazy to me.
That's crazy to you.
That's insane. That nigga like Genghis Khan.
I guess when it comes to that, right? So I get it. I get why he do it
Why did he do it?
because he's believing that he's carrying on a legacy. Like that canon name is going to just be spread out throughout the world. You know what I mean? So, and he may even,
That's a problem though.
but is it?
Yes.
How so? It's not.
First question is lupus hereditary?
I don't know. I
Problem
don't.
number one.
That's the problem. That it may be
It
a.
could be a problem.
But he's living through it.
I mean, yeah, but you just spreading that gene throughout the entire world too. If it's hereditary.
First of all, spreading the gene. You saying it like it's a
That's what
motherfucking.
happened with Genghis Khan, is it not?
I don't know. I'm not privy with Genghis Khan. So what? Genghis Khan had some type of
Some type of
genetic disorder.
I think so, yeah.
And then what?
If I'm
So
remembering correct,
so he
don't
had
quote me on that.
no. You sound like you was
That
pretty sure about what
I
you were
know there's
saying.
some type. I think there's some type of gene that was being spread.
So you're saying that Genghis Khan had children, and these children, whatever this gene was in his children, and his children spread it. And what? These children didn't make it, or they was passing this around? Because I mean, I know people that's living with lupus. I mean, it's not they 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 living healthy lives. They doing what they need to do. I think it all depends on the individual and how bad they have it. You know what I mean? But I know people that deal with it, and you know they living, and that's pretty much what Nick Cannon is doing. But yeah, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with him doing it. The only thing that I see would be a problem is how do he spread that love across that many different families? You know what I mean?
Mm,
Now, forget the woman. If the woman like, listen, you done took care of us. You know what I mean? We don't gotta ask for shit. You done brought
mm,
us a house. Take the kid to school in a Lambo. You know what I mean? But
mm.
for the child, and this is strictly on the child, how do you give that child that time? You know what I mean? So, or do you prepare the child for when they get older to understand that, listen, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing. I love you. Know that I love you,
But I'm not going to see you all the time.
but I'm not going to see you all the time.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, right?
Mm,
But no, that shit is crazy.
that's crazy.
But he's setting the child up to have that understanding. Now, it's corny in a way, but if you go ahead and allow just a couple days to have that talk, let the child know that it's loved, let the child
Mm,
know that you are there. You know, if you need a phone call, uh, I'm going to be there. If you say, listen, Dad, I need to see you,
mm.
and you know, you make the effort, you know what I mean? But yeah, like for him being an entrepreneur, he's always somewhere doing something. For him to be the father of 12, and how many different women? It's like 10 different women.
I have no idea.
It's either nine or it's gotta. Yeah, it's. I know some of them was one and done. You know what I mean? And I think other than Mariah Carey, I think he has two, the twins with her, and he may have had two with another woman. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I see why he's doing it. I understand his thought process on it. Could I do it?
6 different women.
So 12 kids, 6 different women. Okay. So yeah, that's a lot of family. You got half a dozen families. That's tough.
That's
And
insane.
and they not living under the same roof, which is crazy within itself.
Would it make it easier?
I would think so. You don't got to go that far. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I would think so. But yeah, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. You know what I mean?
That's too much.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. But like, all right,
Cause to have to sit your kid down and be like, I love you, but I'm not going to be in your life.
so would that fall into like a mental illness? Is he mentally ill for doing what he's doing?
I think his kids is going to be.
But is Nick mentally ill? Like for him to think that this is cool, is he mentally ill? No matter how much money he give him, right? No matter how much.
Cause it's not about the money at the end of the day. Like them kids don't give a fuck about that money. Like yeah, I got this fancy shit, but I don't have a dad either to go with it.
No, for sure, for sure. But on the mother side, or the mother's like, fuck it, for a couple for a couple mil, go do what you want. Because they basically, I mean,
Yeah,
if he in the 6'1",
they was all planned, so it's not like there was accident babies. He
so
planned all that shit.
it's just it's his lifestyle.
Hey,
It's their lifestyle because
they agreed to it,
the
so
woman signed off on it.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He said, "Listen, you won't have to work a day in your life. The child don't have to worry about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If he decides it's 10 mil, let's just say, waiting for him instantly when he turns 18.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I do hear what you're saying. You know, is this the child is how will the child develop into this person when they become an adult? Will this
Right.
be something that's going to tear them apart? You know what I mean? Is it going to be like, yo, all right, Nick Cannon was my dad, or fathered me, but he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
a father. You know, so yeah, I just don't know. Like I do believe in his head, he's doing the right thing.
I mean, I guess that's all that matters. I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, from the interviews I heard him, he was like, "No, I want a legacy," which you can have a legacy with, you know,
Would
maybe
it be
two baby
all right? Would
moms,
it be different if it was just one baby mom with
and
12
she
kids?
for sure, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they all from the same womb.
Okay.
They got one mother in common.
Mm-hmm.
They all in one spot. You know what I mean? There's no being stretched thin. There's no.
Besides her.
That's crazy. Wow. All right. So all right, yeah. Besides her, there's yeah. So
She just a pit bull at that point.
what we talking about?
Like one woman having 12 kids. She.
It's women that have
That's crazy
a
though.
lot of kids.
That's impressive.
Some of them snatch back, and some of them don't.
It's not about the snatchback. It's just about the quantity. That's a lot of kids to have.
Hey, listen, man. I know for me, I wanted 5 kids.
My
You
dad,
know,
you have 5.
yeah, it just didn't happen. Yeah, it just didn't happen. But I wanted five. I wanted 5 kids. You know what I mean? People say two is too many.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's a
wanna
lot of.
have.
It's people that's like one and done. It's people like, yo, I gotta
I
have at
mean,
least 7.
whatever works for them works for them.
You know what I mean? Who the Wayans? All of them is from the same woman. It depends, man. I think done right, it's a beautiful thing.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? Done right, it can be a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
We can't say that the children that Nick has are going to be like just totally fucked up in the head as they get older. Because hey, boy might don't sleep. He probably get as many of them as he can.
Mm-hmm.
Hang out with them. Let them know that they have a dad. Daddy's here. Blah blah blah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then he goes to work, make his money, run back. Hey, that might be why Bull got sick that time because he wasn't sleeping because he was just running around making sure that everybody and everything was satisfied. You know,
Hey.
and if that's what keeps him motivated to work and do what he do,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
If it work, it work.
I wish him the best. But 12 kids,
With 6 different women is still crazy.
for real, is that any different than a man donating his sperm for women?
I was about to do that.
All right, so how you being a little bit judgmental over it, then,
How
bro?
I'm being judgmental.
Because you said you was about to do the same thing.
No, it was gonna be different.
How is it different?
It was gonna be limited.
How so? You,
What you mean how so?
how is it limited? You only gonna give them two samples?
I was gonna give like yeah, I was gonna do a like a weekly thing. No.
Yeah, but don't they break it down? So they take the sample. Oh, it's
I don't know how it worked
yeah.
completely,
That's
but I almost did it.
yeah. Nah. I've never thought about doing it.
Would you?
Nah,
Why?
nah. Like for what? First of all, I don't. First of all, putting your your penis in a cup and busting in it. That's just goofy to me. Like I don't know. You just sitting there in a white room
Yo,
hammering away at this joint so you can what?
get a
Impregnate some
yeah,
strangers?
you get like 1,500.
You get 1,500?
Mm-hmm.
Still ain't worth it, man.
Hey.
Nah. Like I don't know. I
But
don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of Lewises. It's a lot of us. You know what I mean? So we come from a big family. I would want to know every seed that I had out there.
hmm,
I would want to be part of.
you want too much.
Yeah, it comes with it, man. I want to be
No,
part. I want to be part of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I would not do it. I would want to be part of that. I would want to be at.
I would want to do it because I understand like the struggles of people not being able to. And I feel like if somebody really wants to have a family, but they physically can't have it, I feel like, and they're good people, I feel like why not give them that chance, you know?
So, all right, would you want to be part of the child's life? Would
You
you want
can't.
to have visits?
You can't.
You can ask. You could make it a contract. Like, listen, I want to,
That's
keep.
messy.
How?
What you mean how?
How is it messy?
That's messy.
How?
Because, and I feel like it's kind of selfish too.
Nah. They know. They know that. Not even know. Eventually, they have to tell them,
Mm.
or not even have to. It's just you should. That's like adopting a child, right? And letting them think that they've been adopted all their life.
And letting them think that they haven't been adopted all their
That they had, yeah, that they came from these two individuals
life. Mm-hmm.
all their life, right? So let's say this person be, turns the age of 30, right? And they find out, you know how much nonsense that person, like how
Yeah.
much turmoil that person goes through, and then they got to go through, oh, why didn't you want me, and this and that,
I
or
know
why
this.
didn't
I
y'all
know a
guys
girl that
tell
was
me,
adopted.
huh?
I know this girl that was adopted. We went to middle school together.
Yeah,
Uh, and like as like we got older and shit like that, she's always been wondering where her biological parents are right and shit like that.
right. But that's what I'm saying is, I think the more we confuse these children, the worse they're off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
The
I can see
more
that.
they are confused, the worse things are off for them because you know what I mean. With the same sex thing, you know what I mean. The child should know that.
They parents gay.
No, I mean that's evident, but they should know that you had to have been produced from a sperm.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, y'all two couldn't do it by yourselves, so I had to come from somebody
Right.
else.
You had to come from somewhere.
Right. Like I think that conversation has to be made. It's a uncomfortable
When would you
conversation.
make it?
Hmm?
When would you make it?
So,
When would you have that conversation
what
with the adopted
with
person?
the child?
Yeah.
Immediately.
Like when they're as soon as they're able to understand it.
Yeah, immediately. I ain't gonna sit up there and pretend
Mm-hmm.
that,
Would
you
you
know,
tell them? Well, like, would you tell them? Let's say that. Let's say the child came from like a bad home.
yeah,
Would you let them know?
sure. They already know. That's
No,
why I
I'm saying
said,
like, but they were too young to understand that's where they came
listen, if I adopted a child that was a newborn, I
from.
would let them know that, yo, you are not my biological,
Mm-hmm.
but I am your parent. I am your father. I am your guardian. I am the one that loved you and
Right.
accepted you as mine.
No, I feel you.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's. I
But
feel like that's the best way to go about it.
yeah, you have to, or like I said, they find out 16. They find out 16 years old in the middle of high school or something, and they like, what the hell? They distraught,
Right.
and that's when that whole thing like, oh, I was thrown away, shit, or my biological parents didn't love me,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, because they're going to want to know.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I don't think that's something you can hide that long. Like
No, I feel
whether,
like eventually they'll find out.
yeah, whether, I mean, if they find out when they 50, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like at 50 years old, that's gonna play some type of heartbreak or something
Right. Cause you
in their
imagine
life.
like them not knowing, and then like some medical emergency happen, where they need like a transplant or like blood or some shit,
Yeah,
and then you can't give it to them because that's not your kid,
yeah,
and the
anything,
DNA don't match and shit,
anything
and
for
that's how they
sure,
find out.
anything.
That would be insane.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, yeah, I would want the child to know. I would want to be in my child life. You know what I mean? Like that's why I would not be able to just donate sperm like that. And first of all, like I said, the process is crazy.
It's a long ass process. The process is long as hell.
It's about the
To be a sperm donor, that
oh
application is crazy.
oh you seen it?
I filled it out.
Damn, that's crazy. I thought you was talking about like being in a room. It took you some time to
No, I never
get
went.
some samples together. I thought you was like, yeah, that's it took me 4 hours. Yeah.
Too much
Like,
application
oh,
process
all right.
because they want to know like your full family history, medical history, what kind of things run in your family, like high blood pressure and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta give them the full breakdown. They want to know how many people you had sex with. Do you have any current sex partners and shit like that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
And
Now, do they take your blood?
yeah,
So they do take your blood, making
you
sure
get
that
a
you
full panel,
okay.
blood tests, STDs, and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you are going to like nut in a cup, uh, the longer you go without, the longer you go without having sex or common period, the more you get paid and the stronger your sperm is. So they want you to go prolonged periods without having sex before you come in and donate.
So
You can't
you
nut,
can't be
period.
sexually active for a
Yeah.
little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the term? The what they wait? They say nah, you don't have a sexual partner. So it's you can't ejaculate
Right.
for a certain amount of time.
Or have sex.
Right. So how long they tell you that you have to hold
Uh,
off from
a couple months.
a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be
Celibate
absent, celibate for.
a few months before your first jaunt.
So why you didn't go through with it?
I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do it.
Yeah, but why? Like what what came up or what did you think about him? Like, you know what, maybe this not for me. Was it the
Uh,
fact that you had the process? Was it the fact that oh, I'm about to give pure rights up for my seed? Like,
I th- I think for me it was Jordan because I feel like if I have another kid, I don't want it to be with some random hussy off the street.
oh, you looked this up after you had your child.
Yeah, I already had Jordan.
Yo,
Yes, I
I'm
did.
thinking this was
No, this was like
pre
recent.
fatherhood.
No, this is recent.
Oh, so you damn bad.
No,
Yo, yo, you needed a couple of dollars. Like, oh, what? Like, damn, I need this girl needs some Pampers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, let me sell.
No,
Like,
I'd rather sell a dime bag than nothing to cup.
all right,
No, but yeah, I didn't want my next child to just be some sperm donor baby.
right,
I'd rather have an actual like sibling for Jordan.
right. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought anybody would have wanted to do that after having their children.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. When I see people that do it, men that do it, they just have no, they don't want children at all.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want any children, but I don't. I want to give the gift to.
Yeah, that's what my thought was.
Right,
Cause I remember it was this girl I was talking to, and she was interested in adopting. So just having like those type of conversations with her, it like helped influence that decision to want to be a sperm donor, just to be able to give that gift to somebody.
right. Yeah. Now I know women, that donate the eggs
Mm.
for women who just can't. You know what I mean? So you don't. They donate their eggs. The pretty much the woman who can't have babies already have a husband, so
Yeah.
the husband they takes the husband's sperm, put it in the egg, and then they have their child. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's from her husband, right? But it's from another person's egg.
And then okay,
Yeah. So it's still
well, like a surrogate almost.
not really because the eggs go into so the woman gives birth,
It's just not with her own eggs.
right? She still
Oh, okay.
she
Yeah,
still
yeah.
has the birthing process.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's yeah, you know what I mean. So
That's decent.
I can I can understand that,
Mm-hmm.
but just
Would you do that?
I don't produce
I'm talking about.
eggs. What do you mean?
I'm talking. All right. So let's say your friend can't get his wife pregnant.
Hmm.
Would you provide your friend your sperm?
Nah, because that would be my baby. That would be mine.
It's your friend though.
That's still my child. I just can't do it. Like I just you pretty much signing your seed over.
Mm.
It's no different. Friend or not, stranger or someone
Mm.
you have a relationship with.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I just can't do it. Actually, that would be even worse for me because now I know where to find them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just can't do it, man. I love. I'm all family, man. I love
Mm.
my family. You know what I mean? I love the process of watching children grow, the process of the birth, the whole thing, man. I like that. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. It's um it's part of being a man and a human being.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit more deeper than usual. You know what I mean? But I think uh, this should always be a place for us to get our thoughts out.
Yeah.
This should definitely should be a place where we can have open dialogue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Again, uh, this is not a platform that we are intending to use to be malice, uh, be malicious against people, or anything like that. Again, is a platform that we want to be able to come to, share our thoughts, have people agree or disagree with us,
Mm-hmm.
but get an understanding of other people's perspective, um, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent.
We want to make this a place where you can come, where we can come, or whoever can come.
Right.
and openly discuss things and have honest conversations.
Right. Again, this was a deep one, uh, but I think it was something that probably that was needed
Mm-hmm.
uh, in order for us to continue to get this show growing and getting better. So please leave your comments,
Mm-hmm.
suggestions. Um, we'll have links in our social media where you can go ahead and send us your thoughts.
Yep, send
You
in
can
those voice
also,
messages.
yep, voicemails, voice messages. We are looking for co-hosts. No, not co-hosts, but guest hosts that would love to come on here
For sure.
and talk to us. Maybe get some things um, off their chest or just have a good time with us. So with with all that, this is episode 2, and thank you for joining us.
For sure.
Peace.